Now, as usual, we will start with meditation. Then, at the end of meditation, we will do the blessing for Edith, and we'll continue with pratyahara. And today we will speak about Shambhavi Mudra. So, first, let's bring our mind into the here and now, relaxing, interiorization. We are aware of what we feel, of how we are, sensations, emotions, thoughts. We center our awareness in the middle of the chest, a little to the right, that place that we point to when we say I. From there, we embrace everything with love and compassion. We bring our hands together in Anjali Mudra, an attitude that helps us to focus our awareness into the spiritual heart. We awaken in us our highest ideals, the desire for beauty, for truth, for love. And we offer our meditation for the benefit of all sentient beings. May they all be happy, may they all be wise, may they all be kind to each other, may they all discover love and feel compassion. We offer our meditation to God, seen as the essence of the world, as the essence of our being. Now we let our hands down and we will do a few warming exercises to prepare for meditation. We will start with the rotation of the head. Let the chin down and rotate the head to the right slowly with awareness. We feel the muscles contracting and relaxing. And now we change the direction, rotating the head to the other side. Again, slowly with awareness. And now we relax, observing the sensations, relaxation in the neck area. We continue now with the rotation of the shoulders up, then back, opening the chest, down to the front. We move the shoulders with awareness, without forcing it, the goal being the relaxation. We want to remove any kind of tension, of stress from our bodies. And now we relax, observing the sensations, the relaxation of the shoulders, of the arms, opening the chest. And now we clasp our hands into the back. Exhale, bring the hands forward, bending forward. Inhale, going back. And now we relax. We feel the relaxation of the back muscles. Again, the opening of the chest. We continue with the stretching to the side, following the breathing. Inhale, raise the hand. Exhale, stretch to the side. Inhale, raise the other hand. Exhale, stretch to the other side. And now we relax, observing the sensations, the stretching of the sides of the torso, the elasticity of the spine. And now we clasp our hands and stretch up with the palms up. We can move a little to the sides so that we can stretch the back a little bit more. By this, for this, we push the shoulders up. First the left one, then the right one, so that we can feel the spine stretching along with the back muscles. And then slowly we come back. We continue with the twisting of the spine, rotating to the left, then to the right. And we relax. And the last warming exercise, twisting and bending forward. When we exhale, we get the right shoulder to the left knee, then the left shoulder to the right knee. Yes. Exhale, bend and twist. Inhale, getting back. Exhale, bending, twisting the other side. Inhale, coming back. And we relax, observing the sensations, the relaxation of the back. We prepare now for meditation. We get in a comfortable position with the back straight, the shoulders a little to the back, opening the chest in an open attitude, like we want to embrace the world. We find that inner balance between the firmness of the pose and relaxation so that we can remain still for a long period of time, transforming the stillness of the body into the stillness of the mind. We relax the face in an inner smile. We keep this smile during the meditation, or we can back to this smile when we encounter some difficulties. The smile brings serenity, calm. We can touch the palate with the tongue, with the tip of the tongue. We relax the eyes. And we try to keep the eyes relaxed during the meditation. The inner side is centered into the middle of the chest. It's like we look outside with the heart. We let the mind relax, observing the breathing, the gentle sensation of the air touching the nostrils. It's like a breeze, colder when we inhale, warmer when we exhale. It's like we want to touch the air with our nostrils, to feel its texture. We use this gentle sensation to keep the mind into the here and now. So every time the mind wanders and we think of something else, with calm, with perseverance, with patience, we just came back to the gentle touch of the air on the nostrils. And now we let the mind go down to the heart, to the chest area. We feel the chest expanding when we inhale, then contracting when we exhale. The sensation is very subtle, and we feel it from the inside of the chest. We inhale, expand, exhale, contract. The mind goes down to the heart, dissolving into this rhythm of the breathing, this rhythm of life. Inhale, expand, exhale, contract. Following the breathing, we become aware of that short moment of stillness in between breathings at the end of inhalation, just before exhalation starts, or at the end of exhalation, just before inhalation starts. There is a small gap, a small moment of pause in which the mind is suspended, still, without moving, without thoughts. We try to remain there for a second or two, in between breathings, in between thoughts. Inhale, pause, exhale, pause. In these short moments of stillness, we become more aware of that background of silence, of quietness, on which thoughts, emotions, sensations appear, remain for a while, and then disappear, and we continue to exist. Inhale, stillness. Exhale, stillness. We inhale, entering into the heart. Exhale, surrendering into the heart. With each breathing, the mind dissolves into the heart. In this inner space of silence inside our hearts, we start Atma-vichara, the search for the self, using the question, who am I? The mind cannot answer because the answer is the existence itself. So we ask the question, we are the answer. Who am I? We can use everything that appears in our awareness to get back to this I am feeling. So when thoughts appear, we ask ourselves, who is the one thinking me? Who am I? When emotions arise, positive or not so positive, who is the one experiencing these emotions? Me. Who am I? And when sensations in the body arise, pleasant or not so pleasant, who is the one feeling these sensations? Me. Who am I? In this way, we get back to this I am feeling again and again until it becomes a tremor of the heart, a vibrating light so intense that we can just surrender, being without being someone or something, pure existence, pure consciousness, pure bliss. Satchitananda. In this way, we detach ourselves from the identification with the body, with the senses, with the mind, with our memories, desires, or fears. We detach ourselves from our personality. Who am I beyond all this? We ask the question. We are the answer. We are consciousness and bliss without form. We are infinite, eternal. We are. keeping the awareness of the heart, that pure I am feeling. We continue now with the blessings for Edith. May she be healthy, may she feel good and go beyond all the obstacles in her path. And now slowly we Open our eyes, conclude the blessing, the meditation. So, like I promised you, today we will speak about a method that can help us to obtain pratyahara. For sure, this method is more profound than just interiorization, but anyhow, help us to bring the senses in and help us to be more aware of what is happening inside. And the practice is called Shambhavi Mudra, which it's like the attitude of the energy of Shiva. Shambhu is another name for Shiva. In Shaivism is also known as Bhairavi Mudra, which is also the energy of Bhairava. In just a moment. It's warmer. Teresa, it's cold. So, getting back to Pratyahara and Shambhavi. First of all, the way we can train ourselves to keep the attention and the awareness inside, it's a kind of awareness, of kind of like meditation in which we try to separate the object from the subject and the action of knowing. So every time let's say we look at something, yes, there is this trinity. The thing at which we look, let's say uh, I have this meditation ball, yes? So if I look at it, there is here, there are three factors, three things. The object itself, me, the one who is looking, and the action to look at, yes? So when we want to keep the attention in, we can use this kind of, okay, I am seeing this, but what does it mean to see? So we focus on the seeing part and not on the object that we see. Then who is the one looking? Yes. So usually this is like a kind of introspection inside, in which we can use the everyday perception to get back to who is the one looking. So get our attention from the outside to the inside. We also can use this for each and any sense object. So if I hear a sound, who is the one hearing? So first the hearing, what it means that my ear vibrates in the sound of the ball. I feel the sound, not focusing on the actual sound, but on the hearing part. And then who is the one hearing? Yes. So is this kind of going from the outside to the middle part, which is the action to see, to hear, to taste, to feel, and etc. And then the one who is doing all these actions. And in this way, we can bring our awareness again and again inside. But you see, it's a kind of like backwards moving, because it's like we try to look from the outside to the inside, which is not the natural thing, because we actually are the one who is looking, who wants to see. So the natural thing would be to establish ourselves in our true nature, in the self, and then bringing the seeing out and become aware of the objects. But it's usually not the way we experience. When we ask ourselves, who am I? Is like someone from the outside tries to enter inside to experience the one who is seeing. Yes, makes sense. I hope. Um, this is more obvious when we end the meditation and we open the eyes. If you are aware in that very moment, you will see this kind of movement to go out with awareness. Is like going out of yourselves in the sense world. And Shambhavi Mudra is meant to prevent this going out. So we try to remain in the heart and then looking from the heart through the eyes to all the objects. So you see, there are a lot of ways to exercise, to train this inner awareness. Uh, at first, for sure, this going from the outside to the inside works best, because we become more aware of this process. We become more aware how the senses and the perception works, being aware of this process. Yes, object, knowledge, and subject. But then the practice of Shambhavi help us to remain inside even when the senses are open to the outside world. In a way, I like to think about this, and I practice this Shambhavi at the end of meditation. Uh, this practice is sometimes called Krama Mudra. Krama Mudra is the attitude of uh, finding balance between the inner and outer world. In which way? We go in meditation, so we have that experience of the self, of our true nature, and then we just slightly open the eyes and we feel that feeling of going out through the eyes, through the world. And for sure, we try to remain in, but usually the senses pull us out. We close again the eyes and go to the meditative state. Stay there for a while, again opening the eyes and try to remain in, but the world pulls us out. But opening and closing the eyes will help us at some point find a balance between what we see and this inner perception. You remember that I said pratyahara means to see God wherever you look. It's not about not seeing, but to see your true nature in the outside world. But for this, we have to remain in our true nature, because if we forget about ourselves seeing the world, we cannot do this. So it's a thing, and we will try this next time for sure. We will experience all these things that we learned today, but during the meditation. So we will start with this kind of practices to experience them. But it's good to not just end the meditation and go to whatever we want to do next. Let yourselves like 5 minutes, so end the meditation, I know, 5 minutes before you want to end it, so you have this period of adjusting to the outside world, to find this balance between what you find inside and the experience of the outside. In this way, you learn how to remain centered when you do your work or anything. Getting back to Shambhavi, how it's traditionally practiced, there are actually two ways of practicing this. And if you search Shambhavi, you will see that appear these two kinds of practice. One of them is like a exoteric practice, so for everyday men, like, and one is more esoteric, is more suitable for people who are experienced in meditation. The second form is more like Bhairavi Mudra from Shaivism. The first part is described in Gheranda Samhita mostly, and a lot of teachers use this description to practice Shambhavi. There it says like this: fixate your gaze in between eyebrows and meditate upon Atman. This is Shambhavi Mudra that is kept secret in all the tantras. So fixate, concentrating your gaze, your sight in the middle of the eyebrows, meditate on Atman. And then later on in Gheranda Samhita is said like when is described the Shukshma Dhyana, the subtle meditation, it says like when by a great grace Kundalini is awakened, she will merge with Atman and will get out through the eyes, through the gates of the eyes. Then the yogi attains this by realizing Shambhavi Mudra, so gazing the space without blinking. And in another place, in the same Gheranda Samhita, about the effects of this, is says that after we realized correctly the Shambhavi Mudra, we will obtain the perception, the direct perception of our selves, Atman. Fixate the mind upon this point of light, Bindu, as being the self, Brahman. Look at the void space as being Atman and at Atman as being the void space. When you perceive the self as being void space, nothing will limit you. Experiment in this way the state of continuous bliss. So, anyhow, from these descriptions, we have this first practice of Shambhavi, which is not so different from the other practice, but what is specific to this is this focusing the eyes on this point. Yes, like we look in between the eyebrows. Yes, are the eyebrows, and we look at this point uh, with the eyes open. So it's a bit difficult to keep the eyes in this position, and for sure, this effort to keep the eyes crossed, like crossing the eyes, will help to focus the mind. And for this reason, it's recommended by all these teachers to focus the mind. When the mind is scattered and dissipated, and you want to bring the mind focused, you use this. But you see in Geranda Samhita, like in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika and other texts, what is important is not the way you look, but to meditate on Atman, on yourself, on your true nature, even when the eyes are open. This is the essence of this practice. But in the first part, we focus the eyes on this point. In the second practice, we don't focus the eyes anymore. We just look at the space in front of us. Another important aspect is not to blink. So try to look without closing and opening the eyes. It's a bit difficult because the eyes will become to you will have tears in your eyes and you start like crying, but it's a natural process, because when you keep the eyes open, the eyes start to become dry, and to prevent this dryness of the eyes, your lacrimal glands start to secrete these tears, and this is the reason. Yes, so you have to try not to blink for this period of time, which at first it's a bit difficult, but you will see that with perseverance and trying again and again, appears a moment in which you can remain in this way as long as it takes, without difficulty. Yes, so at first it's a bit of a struggle. You will, when you feel that your eyes are I don't know the English word, suffering. It's like what? Yes, appear tears, weep, but the sensation in the eyes is not so pleasant. Then close the eyes, relax them for a while, and then again opening the eyes, fixate the gaze, and start with the who am I part. Yes, it's like the meditation that we do usually, but with the eyes open and the gaze crossed in the middle of the eyebrows. you will see like a kind of V or U shape. Yes, when you look at this, because you will see the this part of the uh, skull. So you will look at the point of this V shape. Yes, in this way, and just remain there and ask yourselves, who am I? The second form is described in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, but also in Kashmir Shaivism. So in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, in the chapter 4 about samadhi, so there is presented like a practice to attain samadhi. In the sutras 35 and 36, is said like this: by being aware of the Brahman inside, while the sight is oriented to the external objects without blinking, this is called Shambhavi Mudra, hidden in Vedas and Shastras. So, being aware of Brahman inside, while the gaze is oriented to the external objects without blinking, it's called Shambhavi Mudra, hidden in Vedas and Shastras. When the yogi remains inside, aware of Brahman, keeping the mind and prana, breathing, absorbed into the inside, with the gaze fixed, so without blinking, like he sees everything while he doesn't see anything above or uh, uh, below, he realized Shambhavi Mudra, which is learned by the grace of a master. Everything that is perceived then, void or not void, to be regarded as a manifestation of the great Shiva. So this is a quote from uh, from Hatha Yoga Pradipika. And then in the text of Kshemaraja, Kshemaraja being a disciple of Abhinavagupta, he says like this: the object of our aspiration has to be seen in, while the gaze on the outside can be kept fixed without open or closing our eyes. This practice of the absorption towards the inside, uh, along with the expansion to the uh, outside of the senses, is known as Bhairavi Mudra. So this practice of absorption inside into the heart, along with the expansion of the senses out, is called Bhairavi Mudra. And then Kshemaraja quotes from Kakshya Stotra, directing by will simultaneously in all directions the energies of the senses like sight and others towards their objects, and remaining unmoving in, like a pillar of gold. Only you, Shiva, appear as a background of all universe. So anyhow, you get the idea. Is like we meditate but with eyes open and without blinking. It's important not to blink, because when you blink, when you close your eyes and then open them, uh, what is happening is the mind will try to focus on something. Yes, because this is the way in which our senses function. When we open the eye, the mind will try to fixate on something, to focus on something. So, for sure, we can remain absorbed in meditation even when we blink. But there will be some moments in which the mind search for something to grasp. When we remain without blinking, then the mind is more stable and still, so it's easier. But don't be afraid of blinking. So don't stress about it. Yes, if you blink is not a problem. Just try to remain centered and in this meditative state.
But Sebastian,
Yes,
sorry, I
yes,
have a
yes,
question.
yes, please.
If I can't breathe while during while practicing Shambhavi Mudra, I will always interrupting because I can't stay without breathing for a long time.
Uh, the breathing, the breathing goes naturally. It's not about breathing, blinking. Blinking means opening and closing the eyes.
Yes, so I understand wrong because I understand not blinking, but also not breathing.
No.
I was
Yes, the
sorry.
breathing goes natural.
Yes.
Is goes
Okay.
natural.
Okay. Thank
Is
you.
the eyes closing and opening?
Yes, I understood that I should not blink, but
Yes.
after
Yeah.
I also understand that I should not blink, and I was trying to
No.
do so, and I thought,
No.
how
That
can
that
I?
is too difficult.
I'm sorry.
For sure, in deep meditation appears a moment in which the breathing becomes so shallow and so subtle that is like you don't breathe. And I think you experience this in deep meditation. Appears this kind of tendency to keep your breathing in or out, because you feel like when you breathe your mind start to move along with breathing. But don't try this. Let it appear naturally. So if appear naturally this tendency to suspend the breathing, then it's okay. But again, don't stress. Let it be. The breathing, let it be. Try not to blink if you can, but again, it's not that important. Even, for sure, each of these uh, treaty, if each of these texts emphasize this, not blinking, but what is more important is to keep your awareness in, to be the one who sees. Yes, this is the most important part, to be the one who sees, but not focusing on what is seen, but on who's the one seeing. So this is Shambhavi Mudra, focusing on the one who sees, not on what is seen. Like I said, in Buddhism, they meditate this way, keeping the eyes open and awareness and such, but they don't focus on who is the one seeing. Because for sure, in Buddhism, is that Anatmavada, there is no Atman, there is no one seeing. So that is the Buddhist way. For us, it's important to be aware that is someone that experience all this. Like I said, we will try this next week. Until then, just think about it. And when you remember, just stay for a while with the eyes closed or just look, but keep your mind in. We do this naturally when we daydreaming. Yes, when we daydream, we keep the eyes open, but our mind is focused on what is uh, inside. Yeah, but for sure, Shambhavi Mudra is not daydreaming. Yes, it's a full awareness of the one who sees without being uh, reactive and preoccupied of what is seen. For sure, we can do some kind of Shambhavi Mudra with the hearing and tasting and smelling or such, but it's easier to practice at first with seeing, yes, because we are more aware of uh, this sense. I think for someone who is blind, uh, it works better with the hearing than with the seeing. But because we, for us, is so much, it has such a big importance, the act of seeing, than to become detached from the objects and remain aware of the subject is the bigger part. Then, for sure, like I said, finding this balance between the out and the in, then we can go and experience the world, but from the point of view of the one who sees, not from the point of view of what is seen, like usual. Meditate a bit and try to become more aware of this process of how the senses work, because it's important for this kind of meditation to understand, not from the mental point of view but from the experience, how 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 we see what we see, how we hear what we hear. Yes, again, it's not about the story. Oh, yes, the light comes through our pupil and is focused on the retina, and from there, our nerves get some signals to the brain. The brain interprets that signals into an image, and it's not about this, but about how we experience it, how we feel the going of the light from the objects to our mind, and then from the mind to the consciousness, to the self. Yes, now, sure, if you have some more questions, please ask them, and the practice, we will do it the next week. We will do each of these practices, so we can have some common ground in our practice. But until then, if you have questions, please ask them. For sure, you can ask next time if until then arise some more. So no question today. With this, we end our session and see you next time to practice together Shambhavi.
Next week I can